from here. Get out of my house.
Drop the razor! Drop it!
What he's telling you is, don't invade my space or I'll attack you.
Hello, and welcome back to Sovereign Citizens 101. Congratulations on having completed tape number 1 in our educational, informational video series, in which you learned how to deal with law enforcement on the scene, judges in a courthouse, and court-appointed employees. However, as any good sovereign citizen knows, the law is only one way in which the government tries to inhibit your ability to live as a free man. Over the course of this presentation, you're going to learn about the financial side of it, as we cover maritime admiralty laws, bonded birth certificates, and accepted for value. So what do you say? Let's begin our journey to financial independence.
All ships are named after females. Ships give birth at the dock. Your mom gave birth at the dock. Your mom had contractions, put you under a secret contract. And she goes to the maternity ward, which automatically makes you a ward of the state. You know, it's a foreign embassy. Hospitals are built on foreign embassies. You come down the birth canal, water. You have a navel, your belly button, all water. Two people have come together as a partnership and created a product under maritime admiralty law.
Maritime admiralty law is what's known as the law of the water. Let's look at how and why a form of law that is fashioned to govern corporations, businesses, and vessels has imposed its rule over natural human beings. This is all done through a form of word magic. The Barron's Dictionary of Banking Terms defines a certificate as a paper establishing an ownership claim. So right there, we notice that everyone with a birth certificate is defined as being owned. People are used as collateral with other nations because the U.S. is bankrupt.
That's correct. We are living under a maritime admiralty law system, in which your parents were tricked into giving birth to a seafaring vessel, all because the United States is bankrupt. But it's much more insidious than that.
The United States, the country, or what everybody thinks is a country, is actually a corporation. They're a bankrupt corporation, and they've, in order to stay in business, and it is a business, they had to put up some collateral in 1933 after they already put up the collateral for the states and the federal government, the sovereignty for that. So what they did is they made you into a corporation. They brought in what's called international maritime law, or the law of the water. They drew the water lines back.
After 1933, the United States stopped being a nation and became a corporation, a bankrupt corporation that used the water level to dictate how we'd go forward financially. But why would they do this?
The banks control the currencies. It goes back to the water, like always, everything water. The banks control the currency of the water. The word liberty means permission to leave the ship. The word arrest means to hold a ship in its port. Government, vern is green. Go to the green mine is what government means. It's abracadabra.
Expecto disappointment, because we are living in a slave system in which we are chattel. But how can we fight back? How do we take down this bankrupt corporation known as the United States of America? Well, the first step is in understanding what a bonded birth certificate is.
Now, most birth certificates in most countries, in fact in all countries, are used as bonds. That's human capital. It can be used as a fungible instrument that can go into a private placement program. You can get your birth certificate monetized. You do not have to be a wage earner and do your 40 hours a week slavery routine. You don't have to do that.
You heard correctly, folks. You can monetize your birth certificate. Think of your life as a television show in which you can place ads wherever you like. But let's go into more detail. Just how much debt can you wipe out with your birth certificate?
You can definitely wipe out your any debt, whether it's judgments, lawsuits, credit card debt, child support debt, traffic tickets, anything, any violation, any charges. with your birth certificate. Why is that? Okay, let me begin with this interesting blog that my friend Yarrow has posted on Facebook. They always want your signature. Why? Because that has a lien on that. Okay, they put a lien on that signature, and they've already done that. And that signature is worth millions or billions of dollars. I mean, I don't even want to get to that. I would say limitless, because we're limitless. Why is that, you're probably asking? It's because we come from the earth. We come from the earth. And how you're able to forgive their debt, is by signing it with your golden signature.
I bet you didn't know your signature was golden, Earthchild, but it is. You are worth millions and billions of US dollars. So how do we take that capital under maritime admiralty laws to pay off debts to the IRS and our living expenses? Well, it's quite simple actually. We use accepted for value.
Accepted for value is basically using your birth certificate bond that they created when a few days after you was born, that the government has been using for collateral. Is you're going to take that and you're going to discharge all of the debt that you're in. If you want to do it for any sort of bank loan, you could do it. If you want to do it for your credit card, your debit card, you could do it. Student loans, I discovered it works for that as well.
Amazing, isn't it? I bet all this time you were using your money from hard-earned labor to pay off your debts and bills. Well, worry no more, because you can cast aside your financial responsibilities by following these simple steps.
Now this is going to be a print overlay. You're going to have this on your computer, and then you're just going to print this onto whatever bills you have, and then you can just send them out. It's a great little handy way to do it. And then you have the line to sign it, and then you have something else to write money order. Okay, accepted for value. Right here you're going to put a line, and you're going to leave that line there, because this is where you're going to sign it and date it in blue. Now you're going to put your all cap name, okay? So I'll use the Jack Rabbit name, okay? You're going to put Jack Rabbit, EXEMPT, number. Who cares if I spell it right, as long as you guys get your bills paid, right? The Social Security number, not your Social Security number. The Social Security number with without dashes. I've already got my bill printed out. I've got this overlay on it. Alright, now I'm going to put money order. Alright, I'm going to write it on there somewhere, okay? That is my order to pay money whenever there happens to be some money available, because there isn't any money. They took all our money in 1933.
Unlimited wealth is yours, and you don't even need all three of the primary colors, just red and blue. By writing this on any bill which comes in your name, you can easily dismiss and discharge, offset, that debt.
Accept for value. Accepting for value, returning for value, / returning for settlement. Notice to agent is notice to principal. Notice to principal is notice to agent. Notice of tender for set off. If for any reason you do not understand any of these statements or warnings, it is incumbent upon you to summon a superior officer, special prosecutor, federal judge, or any other competent legal counsel, or immediately explain to you the significance of this presentment as per your duties, obligations, in respect to this private and public securities instrument. Service by any other manner will be deemed effective on its face. Executed by King, this 20th day of March 2012. This is my will. Let it be said. Let it be done.
Well, clearly, this was a lot to take in. We've learned quite a few things. The United States is a bankrupt corporation who, fearing their inability to pay their own debts, decided to use maritime admiralty laws to declare you a shipping vessel, and then use your birth certificate as collateral in trades with international entities such as other nations and corporations. But by understanding this, you can use your own bonded birth certificate to pay off any and all of your debts by simply writing on any envelope or bill that comes to your house, accepted for value. By understanding each of these things on this list, you can take back control of your life, you can implement word magic, and you can be financially independent.